everyone. Please stand for our prayer. Let us all remember that we are in the most holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. Before you take your seats, I want you to stretch your arms upwards. There you go. You have to loosen up your stressed muscles. And sidewards. And downwards. And stretch, going down, and pick up some pieces of paper under your table. Okay, take your seats. All right. How are you? That's good. That's very good to hear. Okay, now last meeting, we discussed about the kinds of desserts. Do you have questions about the kinds of desserts? Alright, if none, I will check your mastery of that lesson. This time, we will play a game called Pass the Cabbage. So I have here a paper cabbage. Everyone is with the mechanics. Ready? Go. Alright, as I said, I have here the paper cabbage, and once I play the song, you will pass the cabbage to your classmates. And once the song stops, one of you will peel one piece of cabbage. In this part of the lesson, the students will pass the paper cabbage as the song is playing. When the song stops, the person holding the cabbage will get one piece of paper from the paper cabbage, and then they will show the picture to the class and tell the class what kind of dessert is this. Just like this one, this is a custard dessert. So that is the review. Alright, very good. All your answers are correct, and you've got, where's my chalk? There you go. You've got 6 over 6, and that is perfect. Are there questions? Alright, if none, this time, let us proceed to our new lesson for this afternoon. But before that, let me show you a video. I want you to focus on the video and try to imagine things. There is no limit in doing some imaginations and use your creativity. lesson with our first activity. And that activity is actually called Mary Went to Town. Okay, what is Mary Went to Town? Everyone is with the mechanics? Go. Alright, there you go. Now, instead of forming a line, I just want you to be seated so that you won't have a close contact with your classmates. So what you are going to do, this group 1 until there, 10 person will be the group 1, the other side will be the group 2. Persons in front will be the first to go there at the back to get Mary's hat and apron, and go here in front, get picture or words from the bunting, and identify and post it on the board. So this part for the group 1, the other part for the group 2. Okay? Now once the first persons in front are done, the next person at the back will do the same. Until all the pictures and words from the buntings will be posted. Now this part of the lesson, as I said, students will be grouped into 2. The person in front will go at the back to get the costume and go here in front. So this part of the bunting will be for the group 1, and this will be their illustration board. This part of the bunting will be for group 2, and this will be for their illustration. So what they are going to do is that they will choose. For example, student 1 will get oil. So what is oil? Is it a tool or an ingredient? So they will put it here, ingredient. Very good. And then next, the second student will get a picture. So what is this picture? It's an oil. So the students will also pair the words with the pictures. So oil, oil. Same as through with the second group. They will do the same. For example, they get white sugar. What is white sugar? And then the student put it here. Tools. And then another student will get another picture of a white sugar. Let's just say. Then since white sugar is here, the next student will put it here. After that, after all the pictures and all the words we posted here on board, the group then will analyze. I will give them time to analyze to make them critical thinkers. Group 1, you analyze the answer of group 2. Is everything correct? Group 2, you analyze the answers of group 1. And then they will now do their analyzations. And then group 1 will say, Sir, something is wrong with the answer. White sugar should be ingredients. And then the students from group 1 will go here in front and then transfer the answer. Same as through with a group 2 for group 1's answer. So that's how our first activity goes. Alright, very good. All your answers are correct. Now, we already know the tools and the ingredients. What else should we know? Very good. We should know the steps. With that, we will have another activity. And this is called pantomime mind steps. In this activity, you will do the following. Everyone is with? Alright, very good. So here is the video. I want you to focus on the video so that you will be able to answer later.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Topless Baker. Now this week I've got a shorter video for you that's a little bit of a hack. And it's probably so cool it should be in Fantasia, but we're not going to finish Fantasia. And it's a sugar dome dessert nest thing, okay? And basically all you do is you melt some sugar. That's all you need for this, okay? And I'm going to put it into this round bowl. It's actually a cake tin, but you could also use a bowl too.
Okay, wants to be, or who wants to volunteer to answer and arrange the steps, then I will call them one by one. Okay, Charlize, you will be 1. Martha will be 2, Andre 3, and Fräulein 4. And the students will come here one at a time. So I called Charlize first. So Charlize will choose from these pieces of paper that I will be putting here. There you go. For instance, Charlize will choose this piece of paper. First, Charlize will read what's written here on the paper. So remove the sugar dough from the bowl, place it on the plate for presentation. So next, they will arrange the steps accordingly on the board. So let's say, let me move this first so that everyone can see. Okay, there you go. So let's say Charlize will put this one. This is step 2. And then let's say all the students already went here and they placed all the steps. So they will just simply place all the steps here one at a time so that they will still follow the minimum health standards. There you go. And then after that, I will ask all the students to read all the steps. Everyone please read. They will read the steps, and then I will give them time again to analyze. Okay. I want you to focus on the steps. Based on the video, are the steps arranged properly or accordingly? And then I will ask one student, yes, Eliza, why do you say so? Sir, there's something wrong with step 2 and 4, okay? And then I will ask Eliza to come here, and then she will arrange the steps. Okay, thank you, Eliza. How about that? Is it okay now? Yes. Let's check. Number 1, let's check. Very good. This is the first step. And then I will reveal all the steps after that. There you go. So we are done with the steps and the ingredients. This time, I will teach you step by step in making our sugar dough. Are you ready? Very good. Okay, if you're ready, please, let's have another activity. This is called I do, you do. Okay? Everyone, please read the mechanics. Go. Okay, very good. Are there questions? If none, let us start with I do, you do. So I have here my things. Please give me time to set this up so that everyone can actually see. For a while, please give me a little bit of your time. Still connecting. There you go. Alright, and let's look for the camera. Oops. Switch the camera on. There you go. So there with that, you can see, or in this part of the lesson, students can see me doing the things closely and clearly. So I can actually move it more closely to the pan so that they can see it clearly. Alright, now this time, these are the things that we will need. Sugar, oil, pan, spoon, and of course, just that. But the main ingredient here is our sugar. Okay? So this time, again, everyone will do the first step. Okay, we will melt our sugar in a low heat. screen? Okay. While I am doing this, in the real lesson, I will also prepare another pan there, and one student will do the same as I do here. Okay, after that, I will ask them to read another step. Okay, read the second step. Okay, while waiting, we will grease this with oil. So we will put oil in the bowl so that when we will put the sugar, it will not stick here. Just like what we watched earlier. But I actually discovered one thing. We can use banana leaves so that it will be easier for us to remove our sugar dough from the bowl. Next. So let's wait first. Oops. Where is time? Try to go back with our video. Okay, there you go. So while waiting, we shouldn't mix the, you call this, we should not mix or stir our sugar. Just let them do their works, let them, what you call this, let them melt on their own. But once the sides are already melted and the center isn't yet, we're just going to shake and wait. There you go. As you see, it's already melting. Just going to shake, and let's just wait until it do its work. Alright, we can also use some tissue. Let's do some preparation. We can use some tissue for later. There you go. Let's just wait. There. This is easy. There you go. It's already melting. Let's just wait for one more while. Okay, always remember that we will use our personal protective equipment. Our chef's uniform and hairnet if needed, or apron. Okay, there you go. It's already melted. The next one, before we drizzle this one into our, let me place it here first. Before we drizzle this one into our bowl, let us first do or cool this down until it can stretch properly in a way that it's not like very fluid, so that it can hold form like that one. Already good. We will place it here. Let me adjust. There you go. Place it there, and the next step will be drizzle our sugar into the bowl. So let's drizzle this one. This is here. There you go. Drizzle there. Okay. There you go. We already drizzled this one. And then one student will do the same in this part. She will also drizzle the sugar. So in this part, many students can work. Actually, if there are 4 steps, 4 students will work one at a time. Okay. Now there you go. Let's say that we are finished with this one. So we have to let this cool first, and then to maximize the time, I will prepare a finished product. Okay, now there you go, class. Very good. This time, this is how this will look like. There. So you can have your sugar cookies here, and then place your your sugar dough, or you can put some cakes inside and then put the sugar dough on top. So that's how you present your dessert creatively. Now this time, we will have another activity. Where's my remote? Where is my remote? they will be. Why? Because I am teaching Cookery 9. From Cookery 9, I will require all the students to have their own cooking tools and then place it on a box so that we will avoid close contact from each other. So they will have their own cooking tools. But it will not be very pricey because they will choose one, what you call this, major subject for TLE from grade 9. And they will be using that tools until grade 10 or else until grade 12. So depending to them. Okay, so let's say that they are finished with their, what you call this, sugar dough. So I will be roaming around, checking, using the rubric. They will stay on their table or on their chair, wearing their face mask and face shield for safety purposes. I will be checking it one by one. And after that, you will have this one. Okay, now before we proceed with our, now very good, all of you done a good job. So this time, I will ask you a question. Okay, now what part of the earth will serve as our protection from heat or protection from a harsh heat coming from the sun? Raise your right hand if you want to answer. Very good, Mayville. It is called the atmosphere. So let me remove this first so that I can give this later. So let's say that our sugar dough here, let me turn this on again. I will demonstrate to you an experiment. So let's say that this sugar dough is the Earth's atmosphere. So it is the protection. It's like a bubble that protects us from a very hot heat coming from the sun. So let me show you. It's not connected yet for a while. Please allow me until your time to connect this one. Okay, as I said earlier, aside from using oil, you can use also banana leaves, and that is very economical. And you know, using something that from our own, it's like buying local bags, supporting the locals. So that's how it goes. Okay, there you go. Okay, now let's say that this sugar dome is the Earth's atmosphere. And I have here a very hot water. Let's say the water inside are the pollutants that we contributed to damage the atmosphere. So we have here the air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution. So what is the effect of these pollutants to the atmosphere? Let's check. Can you see me? Okay. Kindly focus. And check what will happen to our atmosphere if we put too much pollution. What happened? Very good. Inch by inch, we are destroying our atmosphere. We are destroying something that protects us, just like you. Sometimes you do things that will hurt your parents. Inch by inch, you are hurting those people who are trying to protect you. So this time, I want you to stop yourself and say, be good to Mother Nature and be good to my parents. Go. Very good. Okay, now this time, we will have another activity. Now remote again. Oh no, not that one. For your table, you have there your Flickr cards. So Flickr cards look like this. So each of the students will be given a card like this. It's actually laminated because this can be used over and over again. So one student will own its own card. So each card actually has a number, just like this one. This is 38. So student 38 will use 38 card in all the quizzes. So how to use the Flickr card? As you see, Flickr cards are very unique in shape. They are not identical. Each card is different. Each card serves as a code. So in the card, let me move closer. In the card there are letters. A, it's very small. B, C, D. The letters are very small so that the person holding the card is the only one who can see the letters. So I will show the questions. For example, everyone please read number 1. The following are kinds of desserts, except A, cola, B, fresh fruits, C, custard, D, candy. So what the students will do is that they will raise their cards. Alright, but I will instruct them to wait for me. Okay, wait for my signal. Ready? Raise your cards. They will raise their cards and I will scan the card using my phone. In my phone, installed is the application for Flickr. So that is actually, so that everyone can also use this one. It's actually Plickers, Flickrs. So there, it will automatically records